Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out Gala's price chart. And if you remember, in the previous video we were, I believe, right around this area, and the idea was that odds are this is a 1 2 3 4 5 wave into a larger degree wave 3, and if we get a move down, it's not going to be a bad sign at all. There's a very high chance that that's just going to be a correction structure into our wave 4, and what's next according to this scenario, most likely yet another move up into wave 5, and now we are getting a move on the downside. The question is though, can we argue our move down is over? And if it's not over, about the shape of it, what is it actually? Is it an ABC? Is it a WXY? Possibly even a triangle? So we are going to check out different counts, and I think we need to start counting waves from the lowest low down here about, let's say, 1.6 cents. Now, why is this important? Because if you want to argue that we're gonna have our final low around here, whether it's going to be in the short or maybe long term, not important, then you need to be able to find off of this region a 1 2 3 4 5 wave. Now, here's a very important point. In any kind of 5 wave on the up or maybe downside, wave 3 is absolutely not allowed to be the smallest wave. And why is this important? Let's go on the live chart. Okay, so let me ask you this. How exactly are you able to find a 5 wave from here to about this high? I think your best shot at finding it is going to be if you say this is 1 2 3 4 5 wave to about this point. Now, never mind the fact that we are having overlapping of the waves. That is narrowing our option to either an expanding leading diagonal or maybe a leading diagonal in form of a wedge. Let's just ignore that. Is wave 3 in here the smallest wave or not? So let's just, first things first, put the chart on regular scale, because there is simply no measuring waves on logarithmic, and then measure our wave 3 from here to this point and compare it to the other waves. Is it smaller than wave 5? Absolutely. Is it also smaller than wave 1? The answer is by a decent margin, yes. So this count, which is pretty much our best shot at finding a 5 wave off of the lowest low, is actually not happening. And according to Elliott's waves, there's a very high chance that we are having either an ABC or maybe a WXY on the upside. Generally, I'm going to say some sort of a correction. And what does it mean? It means, well, unfortunately, our move down is not over. And sure, we may do something like this. This might be ABC up, followed by an ABC on the downside. And we may even in the next 12 hours see yet another move up in form of a 5 wave. But I need you to remember that on a higher degree, this might end up being just a simple ABC flat structure, which means after it, what can be expected? You guessed it right, another move down in order to take the lowest low. Now, having said that, let's just zoom out a bit more and see what is happening, because I'm thinking if we are going to have another move down and take the lowest low, then okay, this is probably going to be a wave 1, correction for wave 2, another move down to around this point, maybe into our wave 3, correction for 4, another move on the downside into wave 5, meaning you should probably consider the current move as just the beginning of a move on the downside. However, this doesn't mean that we should be like overwhelmingly bearish in Gala. No, I think on a higher degree, we are most likely having an ABC zigzag, and in terms of the subwaves, you know it. 5 down into a correction for wave B, maybe ABC, maybe WXY, possibly even a triangle, not really that important, and yet another impulse on the downside into wave C. Let's go in here. Okay, so we said this might be 5 wave down. Now, based on what we talked about, I'm gonna say it's gonna be into an A leg, and then sure, we are going to have a move on the upside, but there's a very high chance this move is going to be just a slow and choppy one up, meaning a correction structure. And what are we going to have next? You know what? Another move down in order to take the low of our A leg. Now, it's very important to understand that overall, the theme in Gala in here is absolutely optimistic and bullish, because this ABC is going to be into this wave 4, and what's next? Another move up into wave 5. And you know what? Maybe from these areas, then we are going to have a relatively deep move on the downside. But for now, I think Gala is just having a temporary setback in order to gather the fuel for the next decent move up, and there is just simply nothing to be worried about. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Gala's price chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.